Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Let's Chat. I'm your host this evening, Trevor Danpaul, streaming to you live from the Caricom Business Network studios located in Queens, New York. I know most of you guys haven't seen us for the past 2 weeks. We were off. I had a death in the family, and I wasn't able to make sure everything happened and do my responsibilities. Wasn't supposed to be the backup, but unfortunately he is out in the United Kingdom on a work assignment and his schedule's all screwed up. There's a huge time difference, so we decided just to not come on. It's unfortunate, but we will try to make steps. We'll put steps into place just to make sure that this doesn't happen again. We do appreciate you guys joining us, but this is something that we're passionate about, and we will take further steps just to make sure it doesn't happen again. But I know some of you guys missed us. We do apologize, but we have a action-packed show for you guys. I do have Mr. Shiv Persaud standing by to hop on stage in a little bit. He is with the Guyana Festival Committee. We're talking to him a little bit more about what's going on with that community, all the fun stuff that they got planned coming up for the end of the year as well as the beginning of the new year. So with that being said, I want to thank you guys for joining us wherever you are in the world. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Shiv Persaud. Good evening, sir. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Trevor. Good evening, and thanks for having me on this evening. My condolences to you and your family, and I hope Wasim's having a great time on this trip.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, he is. We usually talk a lot, but since the man's out there, it's been a hit and miss. I haven't talked to him in almost a week and a half. The time schedule, it's all different, but the show must go on. And unfortunately, family's first. If anybody who knows me knows that I come from a big family, and it's family first. But nonetheless, show must go on. I want to thank you for taking the time out for being with us here this evening. We got a lot to talk about. I know you have. You're actually the current chairperson for the committee, and you're gonna shed some light on all the wonderful stuff that you guys got going on, all the great plans that are coming up.
Absolutely, I'll be happy to share that on your platform this evening, Trevor. Thank you.
Fantastic. So, how's your day going? What have you been up to today?
It was great. It's business appointments, a lot of meetings. That's a regular day in the world, and obviously have family as well, so maintain the family and the balance, and also a lot of community events like what we're talking about this evening. So it's quite a packed schedule on a daily basis. How about yours?
Yep. It's been hectic, man. Coming back from taking some time off. Everything kind of got backed up. It's just go time, and I'll be on the road next week, so that just makes it a little bit more, extra busy. Got to take care of so much stuff before I get out there. But nonetheless, I take it with a grain of salt. It's what makes life exciting, and I look forward to it, man. No complaints over here.
Definitely. I must tell you though, like after I saw the flyer and I saw Chris would be on the show this evening, I just kept hearing Chutney Bacchanal.
I know, right? Yep.
It's hard to concentrate on just reliving my whole life right now. So
exactly. The guy's been one of the first to ever go on such a huge scale. And for guys, what he's talking about is we do have Chris Garcia coming up later on in the show. I'll have Angel joining me. We'll be talking to the man, Mr. Chutney Bacchanal himself, Chris Garcia. So yeah, that exciting stuff. But let's not get of ourselves. Let's talk about the Guyana Independence Festival. Tell me what's going on. For people who don't know about it, how would you introduce the whole show, the whole program, or what is it that you guys are doing?
Absolutely, Trevor. Thank you again. The Guyana Independence Festival Committee have been around for over 30 years. This is actually our 30th anniversary of a committee. Started many years as a committee operating under the auspices of the Guyana Consulate of Toronto. And they've been tasked with many events over the years, especially celebrating the independence, having festivals, having car shows, cultural shows, a lot of different events. And we've been graced with many dignitaries over the years. Quite recently in 2023, we had our Honorable Vice President, Mr. Barajagdio, at the event. And then last year at our gala, we had our Honorable as well, Minister Juan Edgel. So we had a lot of great folks who've come out to support us. From my experience when I came to Canada the very first time, and They used to have it at a cricket ground called Lameru, and at Lameru you actually would show up, and you'd be like picnic basket, and it'd be a packed weekend, Trevor. You cannot imagine how many, like thousands of people coming through that event over the weekend and the course of it. And you would see on Father's Day, you would see family fathers saying, "I'm gonna go spend my day at the cricket ground watching a good game of cricket," because in those days they used to have the national team from Guyana as well coming up to showcase.
Right.
So that's really what it is about, showcasing our culture, creating a platform to demonstrate it. And I mean, when you look at it, one of the underlying experience that you always get and take away from everyone, including myself, is you would show up at the festival every year and you will always hear people say, "Wow, I'm so happy I came because I got to see Trevor. I didn't see Trevor in so many years. We used to live next to each other and so forth." And that's what it is, coming out, experience, reliving your experience, reminiscing, but most importantly, catching up and making new memories as well too, and experiencing all things Guyanese, like foods, I mean, the restaurants that are there, the vendors that are there, catching some live action performances, cricket, sports, and you never know who you'll come across at the events when you come out. So it's a
Yep.
really fun environment, bringing everyone together.
Yep. We actually had Kim Sue on a couple of months back. You guys had a
Yeah,
show in was in July, June, I think it was.
yeah,
Yeah, she was actually preparing for it. We did have some of your committee on there. We had DJ Arnold, who's
yes.
donating his services and all that for the fun times out there. So it's wonderful. It's a nice little thing to keep the Guyanese public together. What it sounds like to me is that you guys have a little bit of something in terms of the Caribbean Day that they had in Schenectady that Terry Gadraj was on here. Those events. Is it something similar to that, or is it, you get a little bit more about, the politician side of Guyana, what's happening, and all of that fun stuff?
So it's a mixture of everything, but so the festival is a lot of what you would have in Schenectady, the Caribbean Festival as well too. But specifically on the Guyanese side of it, that's what the festival is about. On the day, you may have some dignitaries that comes up and be there, and we look to have some dignitaries as well that come up at the gala just to address the diaspora and letting them know what's happening, what to be look out for, and just make sure that we can able to bridge that gap, because being far away from home, a lot of us are still inclined to what's happening home, and we have our heart are there as well too. So it's always great to have someone comes up just to give us a bit of a highlight as to what's happening and put a face to those who are responsible for doing the work back home.
That's awesome. Do you guys have like a Q&A session with them, or is just everyone get together, mix and mingle, have fun, check out the different stalls and all of that fun stuff?
Yeah, so you get a one-on-one opportunity with them. You get to ask a lot of questions, take a lot of pictures. They check out the
Nice.
stalls, you meet and greet. There's so many pictures that when you go across the day, because they like to come out and mix and mingle with everyone. They make sure they take it as a priority to go and greet everyone and take pictures as well. And it's quite a fair. I mean, when you see them on the ground, it's like everyone is just right behind them, eager with their phones out, and we're looking forward to capturing that moment that they're there.
That's awesome. I know you guys are starting to prepare for next summer's event. Is there
Yeah.
anything in between, or it's strictly that particular event? Do you guys have something like an off-site instead of, the picnic area? Is it a catering event? Is it, at a hall? Anything of that aspect?
So great question. The gala is at a hall. It comes in. That's on May 2nd, which we'll be having, and that is going to be a banquet hall. We announce the venue very shortly. And I mean, we just will be happy to do it on your platform as well for all our viewers, all our sponsors as well, to give them that opportunity. That's on the second. It's a formal event at a hall. Then at the festival, it's a more informal environment where you may have a cultural show, like performances, dances, and different singings and so forth, like folk stories and everything, just to encapsulate everyone. You also have the vendors. You would have a meet and greet with your vendors. So it's a wide aspect of what you will experience on the day of.
Yep. Shiv, so what I'm going to do, I do have your website and your phone number there. I'm going to put it up on the screen and scrolling across. So guys, if you want to be a part of it, you want to be a vendor, you want to showcase your business, your services, be a part of the Guyana Festival. We have, the diaspora down there. We do have dignitaries from the PPP, the current PPP government of Guyana coming down. It's a fun event. You can be at the gala. You can actually, they can do both, right? They can be a subscriber for the gala as well as the outdoor events, correct?
Absolutely, yes, Trevor.
Fantastic. I mean, if you
I
guys
like
have
to
more
make
questions, feel free to reach out to him. I got his phone number there, Shiv Persaud, 647-291-4792.
I like to make a quick mention on you have a website. Thanks for showcasing that. And we actually want to pay Kim Sue, who you've had in the past on your show earlier in the summer when she was part of the committee. She's still a part of the committee. We want to really thank Kim for what the work that she's done and the Namasu Bakery family for what they have brought to the table for many years that they have. And also the outgoing chair, as Kim was a co-chair and Mr. Malcolm Choki was the chair at the time. And but moving into 2025, 2026, we have a committee of 9 individuals. And if it's your permission, I'd like to just give them a quick shout out so everyone knows the names and so on. I mean, you have myself, I have Michelle Mosley, who's our co-chair, and Nutana Singh, who was our secretary, and Rajaram, who actually was one of the sponsors before Trevor, and is now part of the committee as well. And then Paul Dublin, who's our IT director. You have Kim Sue, who's a director at large, Malcolm Choki, another director at large, Jerry Karma, director at large, and Mahesh Ramdev, director at large. And those are the folks who are part of the committee, and we look forward to getting more volunteers as we plan ahead.
Yeah, fantastic. You guys seem to be around for a very long time because I did my due diligence. I tried to research it, and it seems that you guys have been around since what, in 1993? Am I correct?
Yes, they've been around. Yes.
Wow.
Unofficially, and then they've been 31 years next year. So it's pretty cool with experience. I mean, my lifespan was not as much, right? Just a little bit over that. So it's continuing all the great work that has been brought us where we are.
That is super awesome. Now I got a question here. When I told a friend of mine that what we'll be having on the show today, he had a question for me which I'm going to relay. Is the Guyana diaspora from all the different places, are they working together? For example, the Guyana diaspora in Canada, are they working in collaboration with the New York, with Florida, and all that fun stuff? Something I'm a little new to, so it was a question I wanted to pose to you. I think you might have a better answer for me, or even could shed some light on it for me.
That's a great question, Trevor, because this is actually the start of us doing that and making sure that we are working hand in hand with all the diaspora across North America. Because you're in New York, I'm in Toronto, and I'm sure there are folks from Florida who are watching your show or will come across the video as well. So we do look to have those bonds and relationship because our community is really geared towards building bridges. And by building bridges means you're building relationships with everyone, all the diaspora across Canada, across the US, the Caribbean, back in Guyana as well too, so that you can create a platform for everyone to be able to represent themselves, but most importantly, show what our Guyanese culture is. Because for everyone, I'm Guyanese, but being Guyanese for everyone means something different. Depends on which part of Guyana you've grown up, which experience you have, what your life is like. So that is a unique thing about all of us. We all have a special story of what it means to be Guyanese. And the festival, the gala, the celebrations, the platform is for them to come out and voice that story and show their story.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's all about unity. We're all Guyanese. We have something in common at the end of the day. And I think it would be beneficial if we all work together. It's one united, pretty much an umbrella front where we have the Canadians, the New Yorkers, the Floridians, everybody work together, and not forgetting, everywhere else where Guyanese are settled. But at the end of the day, if we all work together and have one unification thing, that way we can collaborate and services can be rendered across. And, this is kind of like something that we are going to be pushing for 2026. We're going to try to make the community, not only Guyana and the Guyana diaspora, but every Caribbean country. We're trying to make it more united where people, our whole, networking thing is all about promoting businesses, and you can't promote a business without the culture. Now I would love to see the Trinidadians come out. People reach out to me, the Bajans, the Jamaicans. And speaking of Jamaica, my thoughts and prayers go out to all the Jamaicans that are affected, or anyone else in the Caribbean has been affected by the hurricane that's passing through. I saw some videos, man. It's really terrible. I hope you guys are gonna there's some system in place to help them out, and this hard crazy times that we live in this world. I hope there's something in there, and you guys hang in there. Thoughts and prayers are with you. But that actually gives me something to talk about now. For example, if the Jamaican community in the United States and all across the the rest of the world want to help they can be united front, similar to Guyana. If something, God forbid, look at what happened there. There's a huge explosion, something of terrorism, they're calling it. That's crazy. It's, we really do live in crazy times. But if there's something and we all need to unite together for one common goal, there should be somewhere to go, one universal point where everyone can pool their resources, because, they say too many chefs spoil the broth. So if you have, all people working together in different aspects, and things can get lost in translation. But if you have one united front, everyone come together and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. It makes things so much easier to get stuff done, because, we're not exactly living in a perfect world. Things do happen, misunderstandings, all of that. But if you have something set up like that, I think it'll be awesome. So, my friend, talk to the powers to be, and we're the Caricom Business Network, are always here to help however we can. We're gonna promote you. When you leave here, we will put the Guyana Festival on our network. We're going to start promoting. We're going to work a little bit closer with you and try to promote, all the services, all the businesses that are under your umbrella will be automatically under our umbrella now. So working together.
Awesome. And we're really grateful for that opportunity, Trevor, because our objective is not to reinvent the wheel, is to look at it as synergy, create a bigger synergy when you're plugging into it. And now that you've created a platform, it gives our sponsors a lot more visibility going forward as well, too. And we're happy for that idea, is because like last year, for this past season, we've had some flyer sponsors, and those are members who are already on your platform. Like earlier, you've had Mahika Meadows. They were a sponsor in 2024. You have Great Canadian Oil Changers, who were a sponsor. Then you have One Guyana Forum Canada, Victor's Collection Agency, Dio Charan, Raj Umram. You have Vikash's West Indian Superstore, which is already on your platform, and Wendy's Restaurant and Bar, Association of Concerned Guyanese, Tropical Nice Restaurant, Jay's Auto Body Repairs, and Pine Point. Like, these are sponsors that are aware of what you're doing. And the common things is that these sponsors help us to be able to reach a lot more folks, because when you show up to the event and after the fact, you hear someone say, oh, I did not know that they were having this event. I did not know something was going on. So we're starting from now, and this is why we did not want to have much of a year end, because we want to start planning to make sure that we're able to create more visibility, that everyone knows there's an event coming up, and be able to participate as well, and give us ample time to sponsor, because we look to increase our vendors at the event as well. Like last year, we've had Big Cash grocery stores at West Indian Supermarket who had a lot of snow cone and the egg balls and the cane juice, and everyone loved that. And then you have some homemade specialties from like Karen's Catering. These are folks who just love to cook, and they cook delicious food, and they want to be able to be there. And then La Parkin Trading as well, who you're very well familiar with. They have been a long-standing sponsor for us. Fan Travel Service, who have been here for the past few years with us. We have Guyana Consulate that's always there. They're making sure that you have awareness of how to look after your passport, any new developments, cool. ID, and so forth. So you can get everything when you come there, even homemade delights. You have Bella Event Rentals, you have mortgages with Trisha. Then you have Region Distribution, who had like free chow mein they were giving away, Korean best chow mein. So they had Norman Soup Bakery, and in the past we've had places like Bedesi, Geranium. We had Key Plus Realty. Like, so Caribbean Airlines has been our flagship sponsor for many years. We hope to welcome them back again in 2026. And these are all great sponsors that represent what you're saying, one united front, and that's where Caricom comes in, our big community, because it serves the entire region and community in Canada.
Yes, sir. Well said. Speaking of Mahika Meadows, I was able to meet with the entire crew of the Mahika Meadows down here in Queens. They had an event at 2:00 on Saturday, and I was able to stop by a little late, but we had family thing with the death. It was the 13-day work, but I was able to meet them. Speaking of them, I got to give them a shout out. Here's a little video that we prepared that they.
Do you want to own prime real estate in Guyana? Welcome to Mahika Meadows Real Estate Launch in New York and Orlando with limited seats. Register online at mahikameadows.com and take advantage of incentive pricing. October 25th in New York City and November 8th in Orlando, Florida. Mahika Meadows, gated and non-gated homes in Guyana. Space is very limited, so register at mahikameadows.com or call 289-684-2810. 610. For one day only, receive special discounted prices. Register online.
Mahaica Meadows, elevate your lifestyle.
Yep, there we have it. We always like to give back. Mahaica Meadows, great things they're doing out there in Guyana. I was actually able to see some of the properties and the lot size and all that firsthand. It's amazing. They got some pretty decent stuff. I mean, seeing it online is one thing, but when you actually go there in person, you get to see the models, and you're talking there with Joe and the rest of his team. It's amazing. Anyone down in Orlando, November 8th, you want to definitely go down there, register for the free event. They had a little bit of snacks and drinks and so on there, so you guys can go ahead, check it out. I know Florida's always hot. They're gonna want a lot of refreshments there, but definitely go check it out.
Knowing Joe and Bucko and Shivani and the Mike Meadows family, they'll make sure there are lots of things there for them to eat and drink. And listen to Joe's voice. He's done a lot of our broadcasts. He's been one of the long-standing member of our committee as well over the years.
Okay.
And my thoughts and prayers are with him because he had an unfortunate accident when he came back from Guyana. So he's recovering right now. So we hope that he recovers very quickly.
Yep. I did see him. He had a cane. He's walking around with a cane. I didn't want to mention it, but speedy recovery to you, sir. Take it easy out there. But life must go on. Like we just had a death in the family. It's crazy how things happen, and life goes on. You think that everyone's going to be around you forever, but when it does happen, it's going to happen. But when it does, you're never really prepared for it. So I'm fresh off of that. It gives you a new perspective on life, and makes you want to just spread the love, man. We have no time on this earth to for hatred and all, and negativity and all of that crazy stuff. Turn on the TV, there's enough of that there. Spread the love. Spend some time with your family. Do all that good stuff. Come out to the Guyana diaspora event on May, and spread some love. Meet your fellow Guyanese and all of that fun stuff. It's life is short, but you got to do what you got to do, right?
Definitely, Trevor.
So let me ask you this now. Someone wants to come on, the whole sponsorship thing. Do you guys have like a vetting process, or it's, once you're Caribbean, once you're Guyanese, you come on board? What's the process? They get set up with a table, they get a mention on the website. What's like the process that you guys put them through?
Great question again. As they're different levels of sponsorship, right? For example, being part of the ticket and the flyers, having your business logo on there on our website, and also on our social media, and shout out on our shows as well. You will get your logos on there. Those are sponsorship packages for those. Our objective is to get quantity, Trevor, to ensure that more people have a visibility, more Guyanese businesses are showcased, more Guyanese professionals are showcased as well too. So we make it relatively inexpensive and affordable. So $100 gets you on the flyer and an event ticket for each event. So we can have basically 3 to 4 separate events where you're showcasing your flyers on digitally, being shared around on our website, being shout out in shows, media, on social media. You're always present in everyone's face, which can generate thousands of views. And that's one. The second one is we will be doing a digital magazine where they can purchase ads showcasing business cards that are $100. They can have quarter-page ads. It depends on the location. In the positioning of the booklet, they can have a $250 for a quarter page. Half pages are $500, and full pages are basically $1,000 to help them to promote their business. And then at the events, making sure that they have visibility and their banners are there, their business cards are being circulated, they're being shout out as a sponsor. So our objective is to welcome them on board, make it affordable, but also give them a proper return on investment, because we know for every business, as you mentioned earlier, there are a lot of things happening in the world, and given these economical times, everyone's looking to make a profit because they have to make a living, and we want to help them to achieve those goals in a community where they can have a wider reach. Because when you come out to these diaspora events, you can see thousands of people walking through on a daily basis. At any time, you might find a few hundred to thousands of them are there. So it gives you more impact by being putting a face to the business right away.
Yeah, definitely. And now you can always tell them that you've teamed up with the Caricom Business Network and Let's Chat, and we push at least 35 to 45,000 views every single month, and it's growing. The interaction is there. The social media, it's just blowing up. The ads are going all across the world. We actually put our system not just for the Caribbean. This is actually seen all over the world, and Facebook's always telling us, hey, you guys are putting out good quality content, and we're going to open you up to a little bit more, so we're universal. That would actually, this is what happens when you work together. Now,
Absolutely.
being a standalone and whatever you guys were doing before, now that you team up with us, we bring so much to the table. It's more exposure for you, for the people involved, and also the people that are involved with us. So there's strength in numbers. We're working together with this, man. It's unbelievable what can happen. And I do see, with you guys joining the team, and we have a couple of more deals that we're gonna finalize in the coming months. Hopefully I get everything streamlined, so when Wazim come back around, it's expected December 1st, around there, but schedules change, things he's in his busy season right now. So hopefully I get things ironed out, so when he comes, I'm like, hey, take this and run with it. I need a break now.
So then he by himself.
No. I'm still going to be online, but I'm going to have him do all the work, because let me tell you, man, this is not easy. Coming on here, getting all these things prepared, all the work that goes into it, it's not easy. People might just see you show up there. It's not easy. A lot of work and time and effort that goes into it. But,
And that brings me to a question, Trevor. What really prompted you to yourself, Wazim and Angel, to really create this platform and dedicate so much of your resources to it?
So I've been in the digital marketing field for over 20 years. I've actually started this about 10, 12 years ago. There wasn't so much technology. It was a lot of work, hand. Right now, automation is crazy. But I started 12 years ago because I used to do digital marketing for Nissan. They had $1 million budget a year, which it blew my mind and this is 12 years ago. That's a lot of money. But I didn't understand, like, so much money for it. But when I realized how the marketing system works, you got to spend the money to get the visibility, to get the clients. And it was a cycle. They're advertising it and they're getting the returns on it. So I'm like, hey, I can bring this concept to my community in Queens. I tried it out. It felt miserable. Nobody was on the technology. Like, when you tell people social media, they're like, what is that? But it didn't catch fire. I end up had to cut my losses, because it's always expensive. Marketing is always expensive. So I cut my losses and I let it go. But I never give up. And Wazim's wife actually started the Guyanese own business page. And she's been, occasionally putting it up. And then he picked up on it, and I saw it. I'm like, hey, let's have a conversation. And I showed him a couple of things that I've been doing. He's like, yo, let's do it. And then I came on board with the team, and this is what we have. I had this design set up. As you see, it's strictly professional. There's a lot of years of work that went into it, because you see, we thought of everything on the network. When you come to a business, every single thing that you need to market a business, to generate leads, to promote your products, everything is in there. This is well thought out. So here we have it. All we need now is people just to get on board, and slowly we're getting the momentum. Businesses are reaching out. We're listing. We do had a lot of businesses that are tech savvy jump on our network. They're non-Caribbean, and there was like about 80 businesses that had to jump in there and take off, because they see the value in it, and they're non-Caribbean, and they want to cash in on our SEO and our marketing. But the network is strictly for Caribbean. I didn't want to exclude them, but I had no choice. I mean, I could have made some money from that, but I want to keep it exclusive to the Caribbean. We need something that we can call our own, and I think this is what it is. And this is where we're at today with all of that. And we're just working towards a common goal. At the end of the day, it takes a village to make things happen. And once this happened, and once people start seeing the results and the word starts spreading, every business would eventually be on here. Then we're connected with the diaspora. We're connected with, all the different countries. And once we work together, man, I keep saying it, it's unbelievable what can happen. This will take on a life of its own.
And I love your passion about it too, Trevor. I mean, conversation.
Thank you.
You just shared it again too, and I love that you're always open to unity and collaboration and helping to really build a bigger synergy. And we're so excited being part of the platform and you having us, because our sponsors and our vendors are going to be excited because they now have a wider visibility.
Yes.
But they can also have the opportunity where people can put a face to them before the festival.
Yeah, and tell you what, you can bring them on the show too,
Exactly. We could come have a quick chat, and then now everyone knows who the sponsors are, not just by name but by face as well. And believe me,
Exactly.
they go search for you when the events are on. They come look for you.
True, true. So I do have Mr. Chris Garcia and Miss Angel standing by. Anything, I'll give you the floor, sir. Anything you want to say to the viewers, just go right ahead. Knock yourself out.
Thank you so much, Trevor. I really appreciate you having
No
us on
worries.
the program. I may be on the call, but it's absolutely representing our committee and what our objectives are. And we look at it and we see, hey, regardless of which village you come from in Guyana, regardless of what your experience is, at the end of the day, our commonality is that we're all Guyanese. And by having an event, our objective is to unite our community, create a platform for them where it begins from our businesses, individuals, professionals, families, and friends. And we're very eager about it because I have a lot of friends that comes up and say, hey, I really want to get my kids involved because they're born in Canada. They don't know what it means to be Guyanese. So we want to create that environment where they have a bit of the culture and the heritage as well. And believe me, they come out with their flags and it makes a lasting impression because today they may be 5 years old, but 20 years from now, they're going to be the ones looking and say, hey, I had a great experience at the diaspora event. It was a great showcase of our culture, our heritage, our outstanding or performing leaders and so forth. And I want to be a part of it. And that's what we want to create here. So we welcome any volunteers, any sponsors, and any vendors to help us to really achieve those goals. Most importantly, work together so we can be able to showcase our diaspora and what a great people we are and great country.
Yep. Well said, man. Well said. But I want to thank you for
Thank you.
spending the time with us. If you'd like, you can stick around, have some fun with us with Chris Garcia. But before I do that, I just want to give a quick shout out to Rajan Ramdial. He is a senior vice president for Fluent Mortgage. His cell phone number is 917-337-7104. You can reach him at the office at 877-735-8368. And that's Rajan Ramdial. He services Queens, basically New York and a whole Florida and some other states. If you guys are looking to refinance or get a property, you're interested in the mortgage aspect of it, give him a call. He'd be more than happy to have a conversation with you, explain all the things that's going on, all the packages, programs, and all that fun stuff. All right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to go ahead and bring Miss Angel on screen. Good evening, Angel. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
How are you? Great job, by the way, Shiv.
Thank you so much, Angel. Nice to meet you. And
Nice.
thanks
to
for having me
meet
on
you
the
too.
platform.
Real great information there.
Is it me or am I seeing her upside down, Trevor?
No, I'm seeing her okay.
Okay, good.
Me too. Wow, you see me upside down.
She's good. I can see her.
That's not good. All right. So yeah, thank you, Trevor. Nice to come on again after a little break,
Yep.
And yeah, we're waiting now on our guests.
Awesome. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Actually, I shouldn't do this. Angel, you go ahead. Go ahead and introduce him.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know you guys were waiting for this for a while, as we would like to introduce to you and welcome on our page here the one and only Chutney Bacchanal. He called himself Wai. Let's welcome Chris Garcia.
Hey everybody,
Good evening, sir. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
good evening to everybody, man. Hope everybody's all right. Are you all hearing me clearly, right?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can
Yes.
see you. You're
All right,
cool.
nice.
How's it going? How's your day so far?
Well, it's been very, very hectic. It's been crazy. I just went to I had to train some people at the gym, so I just came from there and I rushed on here to be with
Okay.
you guys. And
Fantastic.
Nice.
let me just say hello and to everybody. Trevor, Angel, and the guy who wants to see you upside down.
Shiv.
That was you had to figure it, man. As a writer, I hear these things and I go crazy, man. It's things to write about, but don't worry, Angel, you look straight up. You're good. You look lovely. Yeah.
Yes. Woi.
Awesome.
Woi.
Yep.
Shari brr.
I want to say thank you, sir, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to
Oh
spend it
man,
with us here. You know, our viewers are super excited to see you. I know you are the Chutney Bacchanal. You are the man who did it. I can
well,
remember me and
yeah,
Shiv were talking earlier that, you know, you heard the name Chris Garcia and the memories start flowing back.
yeah. Well,
The song's been in my head all the time. Oi, 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 committee.
well, it never leaves my head. It's just
Yeah,
it lives there, you know. But I
absolutely.
listen. Guyana was. I remember when I came to tour in Guyana. It was crazy. I performed at I think 6 or 7 savannas, and they were all filled. It was really crazy, man. But it was fun. I remember staying at Pegasus, and every 2 minutes there were people coming to see me, and from everywhere in Guyana. And I was always accommodating, just like here in Trinidad, because my motto is once I leave my house, I belong to the country. Because if it weren't for the country, if it weren't for the people, I my breakfast on my table will not be had. So you have to bless people and thank them for all the support that they've given you throughout the years, and you treat people with love, kindness, and respect, and it comes back. It's like what you were saying, my friend, about people
Yeah,
sponsoring your cause. You need
absolutely.
that kind of thing, and in the world today, where up is down, east is left, right is wrong, bad is good, where everything is just crazy, we need more sanity than anything else right now in this world, man. It's crazy
True.
world,
True.
so
Absolutely.
Well said.
yeah. So that's it in a nutshell, because my motto is humility is the key to success. And that, listen, you have my number. You can give my friend there my number, and maybe I could contribute in some way or some form or fashion, where we can come up with an idea for you, because you got a worthy cause. What a little I've heard,
Absolutely.
which is very, very nice. Yeah. So that's not a
Thank you.
problem. I like helping a lot of people. I always help anyway. That's my thing.
Well,
You,
So
well,
you help
Chris,
you helped my childhood, Chris. We're dancing all the time.
you
I
know,
I yeah,
Chris, one fun question.
sure.
Um, Everywhere on every stage you go on, do you usually take off your t-shirt, like strip it off?
No,
I saw that.
because yesterday or the day before, I performed at a harvest, and there were priests and nuns, so I couldn't take it off.
So okay, let me get in a little bit to the Chutney Bacchanal song.
Sure.
Now, um, I was growing up as a kid. This song came out. Every wedding house, everywhere, Chutney Bacchanal.
Yeah.
So the part you sang that jare, burka ji, and what is that?
That sounds like me, man. You sound like me, but you won't see me upside down, friend. But that sounds like me.
I
That's
was like,
kidding. That's kidding.
I was okay.
Oh
So I
man.
was like, okay, so this guy Chris, he don't really know like Hindi words and stuff. So whatever he puts in,
No,
it just
no.
go
I
with the
never.
tune.
I never learned. Listen. I'm a Roman Catholic, yeah,
Yes.
and my upbringing was of that faith. So I never knew anything much about the Hindu religion and all that. My mother, a lot of people don't know, but my mom is mixed with Carib and African, and my dad was Indian. So that's where the mixture comes in. And I
But
remember in nine. Yeah, go ahead.
what get into your head to come up with this chutney bacchanal? So
I just thought people around the world wanted to dance to something that just makes no sense, and I did it. No, yeah, because it's crazy, because even up to today, people still use that song for so many things.
Mhm.
Every day I see people dancing it, and they're putting it up on social, even India, Indonesia, Australia. Um, Darren Ganger was in India, and he called me 3 in the morning, and I was sleeping, and I said in video, and I saw I saw it was Darren. I said, Darren, what's up? And there were hundreds of Indian people behind him in the lobby of a hotel. and he's showing them, look, I told you I know him. And they're all dancing the Chutney Bacchanal, but they've got their own dance stage, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Whatever they were doing, so it was that was funny, man.
It's
So
a hit, and
it's like a it's a classic, because our grandchildren will die and that song will still live, man. It has a life of its own.
Exactly.
Crazy.
The song has transcended. It's become like
Yeah,
a
an
fixation
anthem.
in the
Yeah,
culture. It's
yeah, it
it's
is.
still to this day, like you said, you go to parties and people put that on. It always pulls
Yeah,
the crowd. People are coming out there, doing their thing. You hit it right across the head, man. It has something for everybody.
yeah.
So
I sang that yesterday, and sometimes I just go on stage and take the mic and say, whoa, whoa, and I've just got to shut up, because the whole everybody just starts singing, and I don't have to sing, and I get paid for standing on a stage. That's crazy, man.
well, I was so happy when I saw you on the CSM stage and you just hit with the Chutney Bacchanal. Oh,
Oh
and then
yeah. Oh,
when you
that's
when you when you just pull off the t-shirt and you start to
that's
bust that
crazy.
little oh my God, it was so good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was fun. That was fun. Yeah, but a lot of people don't know. I am. I sing. I grew up singing rock music and all that kind of thing. That's my thing. That's my forte. Like rock was always my thing. I lived in Turkey for 3 years. I sing
mm,
opera. I sing from opera to anything.
oh wow.
That's my ability. So, and then I remember I came back here in when was it? I came back to Trinidad in 1992 or 93, and I lived 3 years in Turkey, and when I came back to Trinidad, I hung out for some years because I had a lot of money. I made a lot of money in Europe, so I could lime, I could have fun. And when somebody said, "Why you don't try a soca, man? Why don't you sing calypso and stuff? You can really sing." I said, "Well, it's not my thing, really." And in '95, I said, "Okay, let me try this." And I've never sang calypso and soca and all that before. And then I heard the chutney music and all that. I said, "But it's clever. But if people can be clever, use it cleverly. You can, because the dictionary has so many words.
Right.
None of my words in the chorus came from the dictionary, mind you. Never did. I made it up all by myself. Voila, there you go.
Yeah.
So and that's what I did. So I made it up, and I said, if they were clever enough, they can use words,
Hmm.
and there's something called double entendre. So you say one thing, but you mean something else.
Hmm.
So I had to create it in such a way that, and Chutney Bacchanal is pure soca,
Right.
but all the different, I used all the different Indian instruments, and when I said a woman coming out from India, tell me she love a be soca, and then this is what it sound like to me. Chade burka chade burka chade burganchi. Burka chade burka jongada gudugli ra dugli dani. Burka jongada gudugli dani.
Right.
But
Right.
it means absolutely nothing. And then from that, when I did that video in '96 with that song, I just shot to super stardom, because
Yeah.
after that I performed. Man, I didn't know what country I was in. Sometimes I'd wake up and just dial zero and ask, "What country is this?" and say, "You're in Canada, or
Wow.
you're in London," because it was literally like that. One day today you're in Jamaica, next day you're in England, next day you're in Canada, next day you're in Barbados. So you just sleep on a. I used to lived on a plane for like 2 years, man.
Wow.
It was just nuts. But it's not a normal life. I loved it at the beginning, but when all the mobbings, there were too many mobbings, around the world. It was not normal. It wasn't a normal life. It's not normal living. And I yearned to be normal. I remember that. So a lot of people, when they say, "Chris, I wish I was you. I wish I was like you," I said, "You don't know what you wish for. Because the problem in this world, I always say, is not the COVID-19 or the Spanish flu or anything, or polio or whatever. The true pandemic of this world is too many square pegs in round holes. Because a lot of people do things because they see somebody doing it, So there's so many people, not only here around the world, who say, "Man, I wish I was like Chris Garcia. I wish I was like." But I do what I do. I fit like hand and glove. But you could be the best plumber in the world, so you don't try to emulate what you're not. And by the time they figure out, well, this is not for me, they're old and they lost their whole life. And you can't go in the pharmacy and ask for a spare life because this one is not working. This
Right.
is the life you were dealt. You have to make it work for you at all costs. I am me. I was born into this. I started at the age of 3. So like Michael Jackson and whoever else at that age, I can understand why even at years they were like children, because I remember it was the same for me because toys. I a big man. I love toys. I play with toys. I remember once in New York City, I went to perform somewhere. I can't remember where. And remember, we always had stretch limousines for me, for Chris Garcia. Everywhere we went, it's on the contract. So limousines would always meet me at the airport. And I remember once we were passing by Toys R Us, I said, guys, I want to go in there just to check something. And they say, okay, Mr. Garcia. So they always run to open the door for you. And every time I say, I'm here, I can open the door. No, so we can get fired for that. Well, okay. I go into Toys R Us, and I remember going through the aisles, and I was picking up toys to see what they can do. And this lady, I had about 5 toys on the ground in an aisle. And this lady said, sir, you're not supposed to do that. I said, I just want to see what it can do because it's fascinating for me.
Uh-huh.
Now, because when you spend all your life in the music, day in and day out, night and day, music, singing, culturing, to get to the operatic stage and all that. And then you do Chutney Bacchanal, which is unlike anything else I've done before, and then it's a crazy world. So I'm saying all this to say that I wish people, because it seems to be the true pandemic, like I said, square pegs and round holes, people try to be what they're not. And they get up and they aged and they lose life and time when they were supposed to be mastering being the best plumber in the world, being the best dentist in the world, being the best electrician in the world. So
Yep.
that's the true pandemic, So I wish people can, find their true gift, exercise it, master it, and be that and that only.
That's
Then
awesome,
have a
man. Well said. That is well said. I didn't expect that from you. Coming here, you sound like a philosopher right there. But our viewers want to know. I got to put you in the hot spot, man.
Sure.
You said you've been doing this since you were 3 years old. Tell me about
Yeah.
that. I did not know that. So tell me, and I'm sure most of the viewers don't
Sure.
know that. Tell us about it.
I remember the media came to my house, and no, they always come to my house anyway. And my mom was at home, and she said, they asked her, how did he start? I was away actually, somewhere performing, and they had an interview with my mom, and she said, well, I remember it vaguely, but vaguely, only vaguely, and I remember going to a pharmacy at the age of 3 with my mom, and there was a guitar with the Beatles, the 4 Beatles, John and Ringo and those guys, George and stuff, and their heads were on the guitar. And when the story went that I cried and cried until they gave me that, and eventually they gave it to me, and then they went ahead looking for what they were looking for, whatever medicine in the pharmacy, and all of a sudden they missed me, they missed the child. So they're looking everywhere for me. So they had the workers working, looking, where's the little boy with the guitar? And then they saw this commotion outside the pharmacy on the road. So they thought I got hit by a car or something, or maybe they were thinking the worst. So they got to the side of the road and they saw me with the guitar with a crowd around me, and I'm singing, playing the guitar and singing stupidness. Maybe that's where Chutney Bacchanal started. Who knows? I don't know. And everybody's clapping, and I'm singing whatever comes to my mind, and playing no chords, just playing. And
Oh, wow.
an old man said to them, "Y'all are laughing at this child, but this child is going to be a big superstar one day. Mark my words." Well, can't remember that part. But my mother told the media that when they came to the house. And I always remember that because as far back as I can remember, it was always music and nothing else. My parents sent me to the best schools to be, they wanted me to be a lawyer, be a this. I know I want to sing. And no matter
Right.
what they do, I want to sing. I want to sing. And look who I am today. I've hung out with some of the biggest stars in the world, from Young and Restless to in Hollywood, to Star Trek, to whoever, you know, mega stars and stuff, and even basketball players from LA Lakers and all that. So I had a good stint, good life, but my music was always operatics and Bon Jovi and Guns N' Roses. I don't know if you saw. I'll send it to you guys after. I did
I checked
a
it out.
cover for Bon Jovi.
Yes.
I did my
Oh yeah.
research. You did the tribute. I
Oh
saw that. I
yeah,
have a lot
yeah,
of questions that's coming up. Tell me about that. Is that like one of the your idols, someone that you look up to? Because I did see you
no,
make a tribute to him. Tell us
yeah.
about that.
I made a tribute to John, but my mentor always was Bob Marley. Bob Marley was always my mentor from ever since I remember. I think not because we sing alike, but we don't sing alike, but the ideology, how he stands for something that he believes in, that is what I admire. Now, he has his belief and his God. I have my belief and my God. We're different in that. But to make a stand worldwide and not vary, not vary from that, that is the mark of a master. And I always try to master my craft in whatever I do. In fact, I always tell whoever works with me, or if any band around the world or in Holland, you master. I don't care how good you are, who you support, who you backed up in the world, but master your craft. Because when I come on stage, I'm a master at what I do. So
Right.
you have to come on par with that. That way, the audience will be left spellbound, which is what we want to do. And that's our payment right there. That's my payment. When there's perfection on stage, oh my God, I love that. That is everything to me. Oh,
That's awesome.
sorry. Yeah, but
So
when
go
sorry,
ahead.
but no, but John Bon Jovi and Guns. I've always loved rock music, and Scorpions. I always loved Scorpions, and in the '80s, I love Guns N' Roses. All those guys. Journey, Steve Perry, and all that. That's the music I grew up in. Even Earth, Wind, and Fire. I just transcended to Chutney Bacchanal in 1996. It was just, I wouldn't say a flukes. It was just because I can do it,
Right.
I did it. It's what you can do. But I must say something here as I said that. Chutney music is something I'm not familiarized with really even now. But even though Chutney Bacchanal is supposed to be the biggest soca chutney in history, I think. But I don't take that to the bank. And I take what it does for me in the bank, but I don't take, you know what I mean?
So
But
so tell us about what's going on in Chris Garcia's life. Are you working on any current projects? Did you
oh
shift away from the music? Are
no,
you what is it that's going on, with you right now?
no, that's impossible to do. I can't shift from my work, from singing. That's my God-given gift. So there's no such thing as that. Listen, I have one, two, five, four guitars. One in the gallery, one in the drawing room, living room, one in my bedroom, one in the toilet. If you can get ideas anywhere, man, come on.
True.
Wow, so that's how I live. I'm not married, I have no girlfriend, I just have guitars. And
Excuse
Right.
me.
no, I'm not. No, I know. It's just what I am. I'm like that.
So should we expect a new album to drop, a new song? What's going on?
Well, my 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 album, the album I want to do is an album called Crossbreed. I've been writing it for years,
Okay.
and it's my pinnacle. It's my top of Mount Everest thing. It but it's more like, it's not a gospel or anything like that, but it has that tinge in it. But it's to guide people to do the right thing. You see, it's
Right.
incumbent on us all who have status in life, or who are looked upon as celebrities, not just to enjoy what you get from your thing, from the person, all that, but you must leave something that people could learn from and think positively about. You know, I'll share one story I heard the other day. Obviously, I can't call names, but and I won't. But I remember I performed. There's a song that I have called "I Like Myself." You should check that out. It's funny, but it tells you a lot about yourself, loving yourself. And I remember I was looking at the news, and every day the news is the same thing: kidnapping, murder, whatever it is, thief, parliament, whatever. Same news over and over. So I listened to that. I said, listen, man. So I took my guitar, my pen, my paper, and I started dancing with that, metaphorically, of course, dancing with that to bring about something so that I could look in the mirror and what I see, I can bless and feel happy about so that people can feel better about themselves. And what I'm about to tell you, I mean, tears ran down my eye when this person told me this. I was performing someplace. You should check that song out. I Like Myself. You'd love it.
I will. I will.
And this person said, are you going to sing I Like Myself? I said, of course I'll do that for you. If you like that, yes. And I did that, and everybody sang and was happy. But after that, she came to me and she said, she has everything in the world, all the money in the world, big house, everything. And she said one day she was going to end her life. Really, really lovely lady who has everything. But you see, when you have everything, you can still have nothing.
Right.
Loneliness is a killer. And people who only want you for what you have and not your heart is a pandemic too. See?
Right. That
And
is so true.
she sat on her bed and she took tablets, a handful of pills. And the radio was on. And at the same time, the radio guy said, the host of some station said, and now we have Chris Garcia singing one of his songs called I Like Myself. Let's go. And while she has the pills in her hand, she told me this. Man, that was crazy. She has the pills in her hand and she's listening to the song. And the song itself made her flush the pills down the toilet and change her life around.
Wow.
Imagine that. It's like if that song was written for moments like that and for people like that at that moment. I think, so
Oh, that's amazing.
it's amazing. Yeah, I'm thinking about it now and it's something else.
So
Okay,
Chris,
questions?
yeah, I have a question. Does your
Sure.
music production out of Trinidad, or you do it internationally?
Well, I do what I'm doing. Like I said, my the album I want to do is called Sword. I've worked with some of the biggest producers in the world, like with who worked with George Michael and Prince, not Prince, Sting, Boy George, Billy Ocean producer. I'm working with him presently. So you see, my thing is that I don't work or produce just for 1.4 million. I work and perform and write and compose for 7.5 billion. See, that's how you have to think. The coconut trees around this island, they're not going to be my border. They'll be border of the island, but not the borders for my work.
Right.
I don't know if you know this, but I did a song like Chutney Bacchanal was heard by about maybe 30 million in the world. But I did a song that was heard by half the world for Soca Warriors when they went to Germany. I did a song for them called Wunderbar, and that was heard by about 3.5 billion people. But people live off these things, and I did not make a cent from that because that was a gift. And I worked with um Boy George's one of the producers with that particular song for Europe, and we did that. But you don't let these things. As long as I'm breathing, I'm writing, I'm composing, and I'm thinking about making a song better so that people can feel better about themselves. And that's all I'm all about right now.
So
I've
Right.
lived,
That's
yeah.
so would you collaborate with one of those into your song, one of those singers?
Well, I don't do collaborations really. It's not my thing. I never liked doing it. I mean, like Boy George or one of them.
Yes.
Well, maybe it depends on the ideology of the song. If the song has no substance, no way. If it has something that you guys can talk about, say, Chris, I heard this song, man. That song lights up the world in a positive way. I mean, yeah, if I can sing a song to turn around these ships from our waters to go back up America, yeah, so be like, but craziness, man. It's just gone
That's
mad.
awesome. Do you have like a time frame when we can expect the new song or the new album to drop? Do you have something you're working with?
I'm working on that presently. I've completed all the songs. I've fine-tuned them, and I still go back, and even when I finish with you guys, I'm going to fine-tune what I've done, what I've written, and make sure everything is, all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed, all the commas in the right place, all the full stops in the right place. And that's
Right.
how you have to think in anything. The principle must always be the same in whatever you do. Whatever you do, let the principle be said. There's something I tell people in my shows. I always leave something good. To love each other, respect each other. By that way, we create a great country, and by extension, the rest of the world. Woy, Chris Garcia loves you. That's my last thing ever. No, seriously, I always do that. Everywhere I go.
When you sing woy, you get in Shiv very nervous.
Very much, very much. Huh? I mean, I admire and I really inspire your humility, Mr. Garcia. I mean, growing up, your name is.
Yeah, I know.
Definitely.
Humility is the key to success. Huh? Humility is the key to success. That's how I live.
Absolutely.
I live it. I don't just say it. I live it. I mean, I've given away things. I've given away vehicles. I've given away money. I've given away jewelry. So many things. I've helped a lot of people.
That's awesome.
But it's not that only. You see, not only that, it's priceless when you go and sing for a home for the aged. All these old ladies and in the 90s, 100, and you sing and you take them down memory lane, and you sing a song from Frank Sinatra, "Oh Holy Night" or something, and you take them down that lane that they remember. That's priceless. No money can pay that. So when you leave, when I leave those establishments, I feel, my God, I feel like a king, because I may not see them tomorrow. They might not live tomorrow.
Right.
But I've done something to bring a smile or memory in their hearts. Oh my God.
That is awesome.
Really,
That is awesome, man. I wasn't expecting this from you. You just totally blew my mind. The Chris Garcia that I had, the perception in my head was the party animal, the guy, the vibrant from that one music video. I made my whole perception was based on that. So speaking with you here today, you just blew my mind. I can tell there's a lot going on in there, but you still got to give me a date. Is it going to be before summer of 2026? We're going to get the new music, or is it going to be after? Work with me here.
It's going to be, let me see it.
Average, but I got to hold you to it. Just an average.
Okay. I can answer it this way. If you look at a ripe mango, a green mango, and say ripe, if it doesn't ripe, then it's not its time. Yeah. My mango will ripe at its appointed time.
Okay.
So I can say next year, but it could be the following year. But I'm telling you, the journey of it all is happening. The puzzle is all coming together beautifully. But I promise you this, Angel and Trevor and the guy who wants to see upside down. That's so funny, man.
And Mr. Garcia, you've shared a lot of information. You've shared a lot of information, and I mean, it's so refreshing to hear someone of your stature, legendary performances, and what you've done. And two questions that I have. I mean, myself, I always like to learn from those who are successful and what you've done in the past. Number one is, what would you say to someone, you're 3 years old, for someone who's 10 right now? What would you say to someone looking to do and aspire to what you have achieved in your career? And two, what is lesson that you have learned that along the way can help those who are starting up and saying, hey, you know what, I want to become an entertainer, moving away from traditionally becoming a doctor or lawyer, and I want to make a career out of this. What are some of the things that you can give them?
Well, I've been asked to speak to like universities and schools, and it's the same principle, the same thing. I never waver from that. What I tell them is, the first thing I ask them, what are you doing here? what are you doing here? And the question, I said, think about it first. What do you do? And then after 5 minutes, some of them say, well, I'm here because my parents, I said, but what do you want to do? And they say, well, I don't know yet, but take your time, take your time. But you have to find out what you want, what you feel like hand and glove with. That will be a passion. Try not to look externally at people and what they have achieved. The operative word is they. That's the operative word. They. That's their business. But you've got your business. In other words, mind your own business. Focus on yourself. At 10 years, whatever I tell them at 10, 9, 8, whatever. I mean, they're still changing their mind every day. But the principle must be the same. Tell them, be the best you can be. There's something I always say, be better today than yesterday. Be better tomorrow than today. Be better the day after tomorrow than tomorrow. That way you're always at your best. So when you preach that kind of thing to kids, they remember that. So whatever they do, if that is grounded in them, whatever they do, they'll always be better and best at it. You see, things like that. You just look for the most positive things to say and guide them along. Yeah.
Amazing.
That's wonderful, man. Excellent question. But yeah, beautiful answer. So, Chris Garcia, I take it that you're kind of a motivational speaker in your own right. I can tell that you have this passion to bring about change in the world. You preach the goodness and all of that. I pick up on it. What I want to say to you now, come back on the show. We are putting together a sort of a pick me up. There's a lot of negative news and issues all around the world. So we're planning on doing a special show where we're going to have people like yourself, motivation speaker, that can come on, say something good. And we're going to have like a panel. We're going to discuss issues, and we're also going to highlight how you can get over certain issues, because a lot of people, things get to them, and for lack of a better word, they have no access to resources to help them. So we're trying to put together a little panel where we can talk, hey, if this bothers you, or I found this happened to me and this is the way I dealt with it and it helped me. We're trying to put something together like that, because this world is a crazy place right now. We want to get some positive motivation. So I'd love for you, invite you to be on that panel, sir.
Yeah, the world is upside down.
It is. Facts, man. Facts.
No pun intended.
Yep. But it's actually 8:09 now. Time flies when you're having fun. I want to thank you guys for coming on. Yeah, it's already 8:09. Time flies.
Just recently
Chris, let us know if you do you have a manager or you operate by yourself? So if anybody need to reach out to you for any shows or anything, give us
you have my number. That's not a problem. Okay. You can use my number. I have a manager and stuff, but we right now I'm working on so many projects, and that's what they help me.
I feel so special because I have you directly, not the manager.
So what we like to do, Chris.
You won't see me upside down.
He's not going to let that one go. So, Chris, here's what we do. For our entertainment, yes, we do have the Caricom Business Network. That's the whole reason we're here. We're promoting businesses across the Caribbean. Plus, you can't be Caribbean without having entertainment. So that's why we have the business portion as well as the entertainment. So what we'd like to do, sir, we'd like to offer you a spot on our network. We will put your phone number out there, whatever information. I will work with you offline, getting the pertinent information, what you want to put up there. So if anyone wants to hire you, for whatever reason, I can tell right now people are going to say, you know what? I want to hear Chris Garcia talk to me about motivational stuff. I don't want to hear you sing. I want you to talk to me about motivation, because you hit the nail on the head. I was very quiet. I'm like, wow, this guy, I can tell you have a knack for it. So, and I just have to say, from a personal perspective, I know the Chutney Bacchanal song. I never in a million years knew I would actually be, having a show and have you on it. That's props to me.
Me
As
too.
a little kid, I'm like super excited and happy. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, as well as the Caricom Business Network team, for taking the time out of your busy schedule, sir, to be with us. Come back any single time. with that being said, I'm gonna give Shiv first. Final words. We're past our 1 hour. I don't want to keep the people going, but Shiv, final words for the viewers. Anything you want to say?
Absolutely, Trevor. Again, thanks for the platform. I mean, this is like a dream come true, and what technology can do blows your mind, and it helps us to reach more folks. Never in my wildest dream would I think I'll be having a personal conversation with Mr. Garcia and listening to all of his success and his journey and what he's accomplished. I'm very inspired and hope to share that around. And definitely our diaspora, we want to bring them together, create opportunities where we can find more Mr. Garcias around there. Give them that
call me
platform.
Chris. Call me Chris, man.
Give them that opportunity to showcase at their age as well too. And really happy that Caricom Business Network can have us here, but also give us an opportunity and a platform to show our voices and make sure we're heard. Thank you so much, Angel and Chris. Thank you so much for your time.
Well said, brother.
Yeah.
Chris, your turn, brother. Anything final words you want to say to the viewers, the people of the world?
Yeah, tomorrow is my birthday, so don't buy me nothing expensive. Okay. Yeah, tomorrow I'm celebrating my birthday, man. So that's a good thing. So on behalf of
Happy
my
birthday
and myself, thank you, man. No, I'm just kidding around. But all I can say to everybody who's listening, that it is imperative. It has to be. You must look at yourself in the mirror and know that what you see is perfection.
That's me.
You must look exactly. I mean that. Because regardless of your position, the fact that you're still breathing means there's always a chance. There's always a better chance. There's something around the river bend that you can't see. Possibilities are tremendous. So my thing for everybody is, God bless, peace and love. Love yourself. All you got is yourself. You got with the pharmacy, yeah? And I'll spare life. This is it. Make it work for you.
That's awesome. Well said. And guys, it's actually his birthday. I don't know how I missed that. I Googled you. I researched you. I don't know why that information didn't pop up, but it is actually the 29th of October. I'm not going to say the name, but they can Google it. But his birthday is actually tomorrow. Happy early birthday to you, sir. Have a wonderful day. Hope you enjoy it. Have all the fun in the world, man. Angel?
Thank you for the mystical cake. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Chris, for coming on. I know when I reached out to him, first thing he was like, sure, I will come. And amazing. I remember I reached out to him a while back when it was my daughter's birthday, and he did a drop for her. And the first time I'm like, okay, he's such a down-to-earth person, Yes. We're all shocked here, Chris, because we see you as a Chutney Bacchanal guy. We didn't expect, that you're so down to earth. But anyways, beautiful enough. And thanks so much for coming on. But feel free to come anytime. Message any one of us anytime.
Awesome, guys. Thank you for joining. Angel, stick around. We'll just have a final wrap up. You guys take care. Have a great evening. What do you think about that, Angel?
It was really good, yeah?
It was. I was not expecting that from Chris Garcia. He blew my mind. I'm in shock right now.
Yes, he is. He's such a I don't know, I don't have words. He's ready. Like anytime you ask him for something, like he's like, okay, yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, sure, the spirit.
That's awesome. I'm super impressed. He's not just a singer. Like I said, that one video from that one song, I built a whole profile on him. That is totally not what it is. I'd love to have him back on the show. We're gonna get him back. But like I said, we are working on that motivational session, and we're trying to put it together. He's definitely a top candidate for that. But
and I love how he worked with he said George Michael, Boy George, and I love how he worked with those, he's like international.
Yep. He's well-rounded, man. He's been around the block. You can tell, he's been one of the biggest stars out of Trinidad there for quite a number of years. But it's all good. And
I actually was gonna ask him his age, but I said no.
it's good. You can Google it. I didn't want to put him in the spot, but
I
it's all good.
I will.
Awesome. Any final words for the viewers?
Well, guys, thank you so much. I know everybody was excited to see and meet Chris Garcia, and in our community, I would say the Chutney side of it, everybody was like so anxious to see him because he made that song like so special and so popular in the Chutney section there. But thank you guys so much, and we hope we'll probably bring him back as Trevor said, we'll bring him back for sure. And next week we're hoping to have out of Trinidad and Tobago this voice of Sundar Popo, which is Anthony Batson. So we're hoping to have him next Tuesday. So guys, remember to keep it locked always right here on Caricom Business Network on Facebook and also our YouTube channel.
Awesome, guys. Before we go, I'm going to pay some bills. I'll have the Micah Meadows video once again. Go ahead.
Do you want to own prime real estate in Guyana? Welcome to Mahaika Meadows Real Estate Launch in New York and Orlando with limited seats. Register online at mahaikameadows.com and take advantage of incentive pricing. October 25th in New York City and November 8th in Orlando, Florida. Mahaika Meadows, gated and non-gated homes in Guyana. Space is very limited, so register at mahaikameadows.com or call 289-684-2810. For one day only, receive special discounted prices. Register online.
Mahaika Meadows, elevate your lifestyle.
Awesome, guys. There you have it. The New York Micah Meadows outreach is over. The one in Orlando, November 8th, is left. You can go to the website. Go ahead, check it out. Register. You're going to see some awesome projects. It's amazing what they're doing down there. I was blown away when I saw all the good stuff that you're putting there. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for joining us. Want to apologize once again for not being on for the past 2 weeks, but from moving on forward, we're going to find a way to get it going with the show. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful evening. Peace and love all the way. Take care. Have a great evening.